What's up guys, Troy Gamer here. So, today I am going to be making a basic logic tutorial in Scrap Mechanic. Well, the first thing we're going to be going over is logic gates, obviously. So, logic gates will take any amount of inputs and output something based on what type of logic gate it is. So in this case, we are using an AND gate, as you can see right here. So if we read the description, it is active if all of the linked triggers are active. So what this means is if every single one of the inputs or triggers is turned on, so if I turn on both of these switches, the AND gate will turn on. However, if any one of them is off, it will be off. This also works if I add, let's say, a third input. So I'm going to need to turn all three of them on in order to get an output. So the next type of gate we are going to cover is an OR gate. So this one is active if any of the inputs are on. So if I go ahead and turn on one of the inputs, it turns on. If I turn on the other one, it turns on. If I turn on both, it stays on. So the only time it is not active is if none of the inputs are active. So now it's time for an XOR gate. This one is slightly more complicated. It is only active if exactly one of the inputs is active. So if I turn on one of them, it's on. If I turn on the other one, it's on. But if I turn on both, it turns off. This also works with with more than two inputs. If I attach a third, if I turn one of them on, it's on. If I turn a second one on, though, it's off because more than one input is on. So now we're going to go into a NAND gate. A NAND gate is the exact opposite of an AND gate. So it will be on always, no matter what I do with these switches, except for when I turn both on. If all of the inputs are on, then the NAND gate is off. So right now it's on because this one is turned off, but the second I turn it on, it turns off. So that's a NAND gate. NOR gate is the exact opposite of an OR gate. Its main use is inverting anything it's given. So if I give it a 1 from any of these switches, a 1 is also known as an ON or a true. So if I give it a 1, it turns off because it gives the opposite. If I turn both of these on, it's off. However, if both of them are off, it's on. They're generally used with only one input though, just to invert the input. So whenever I turn this one on, this one's off. Whenever I turn it off, this is on. The XNOR gate. So this is always active except for when only one of the inputs is on. So let's say I add a third input. So if I turn all three of these on, it's off. However, if I only have two, so if I only have two on, it's on. If I have none on, it's on. If I only have one on, it's off. So pretty much it alternates depending on how many inputs you have active. As you can see, no matter what I do, it alternates every time.